More probability. We're going to do probability with a die, just one. It's called a die. I went ahead and drew out a flattened die. If you see, if it's not flattened, you can't see all the sides. You can only see 3 of the sides at most at once. So I drew one out and flattened it so you can see all the sides. I just thought it would be helpful to have an idea what numbers we're working with. Probability. Find the probability of rolling factors of 24. Well, when doing probability, you've got to first identify the number of outcomes. I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So there are 6 outcomes. So my probability fraction will have a 6 on the bottom. Factors of 24. Let's see, I'm just going to write these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's a factor of 24. 2 goes into 24, 3 goes into 24, 4 goes into 24, 5 doesn't, 6 does. Wow, that's pretty impressive. 5 of the 6 are factors of 24. So if I roll the die one time, I have a probability of 5 out of 6 that it will land on a factor of 24. Number 3, find the probability of rolling divisors of 8. Divisors are numbers that can divide it, and it's the same thing as factors. Divisors and factors are the same thing. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Which of these are factors or divisors of 6? 1 goes into 6, yes. 2 goes into 6. 3 goes into 6. 4 does not. 5 does not. 6 goes into 6. Wow. Such a small number, and yet 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are factors of 6. So 4. Now, what do you notice about this fraction? It can be reduced. So in probability, when fractions can be reduced, yes, you reduce them. 2/3. And finally, number 5, we'll do number 5 together. Find the probability of rolling an even prime number. Okay, so let's write out our numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which ones are prime? 2, 3, 5. Those are prime. So, which of these are even? Or I should say which is, because there's only one. 2 is an even prime number. In fact, it is the only even prime number of all the numbers in all the world. So you have 1 chance out of 6 of rolling an even prime number. The rest is more of the same. More work with dice. This one is more like kind of like a fun puzzle. I enjoy this sort of thing. You are reading clues for each one, and from those clues to figuring out which number goes on which side of each die. To make it a little easier, I went ahead and kind of gave you a flattened version of a die for each one. And instead of just, writing out the numbers, and it said smallest to biggest, instead of just writing them out, you can actually physically write them on one of the sides of the die. Don't you love how I made this one fit? And this one, see how I made it fit? We'll do 3 and 4 together. If you look at number 3, it has fractions with 1/2. Since there are 6 sides of the die, I'm going to take that reduced fraction and change it over to sixths. Then I'll know exactly how many sides of this 6-sided die that applies to. It says the probability of an odd number is 1/2. I'm going to change that to sixth. So this tells me that 3 of them are odd. The probability of landing on 6 is 1/2. That tells me that 3 of them are going to be number 6. Now that is easy. 3 of them are number 6. So I can just go ahead now and put 6 on 3 of these. I'm going to do 6, 6, and 6. So I'm going to cross this one up. The next clue is that 3 numbers are consecutive odd numbers. Consecutive means they're in a row and they're odd. So I'm just going to put some consecutive odd numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. I could keep going. The sum of all 6 sides is 27. All right, so the other 3 sides are going to be odd, and they're going to be consecutive odd numbers, and altogether everything adds up to 27. Well, let me see what we've got so far. We need 27, 6, 12, 8. Okay, so we've got, altogether we need 27. With the 6's, we have 18, so I'm going to take 18 away. 27 is 9. So my consecutive odd numbers have to add up to 9. I still need 9 more to make 27. 1 plus 3 is 4 plus, oh, that was so easy. I cannot believe the first try was it. 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 5 is 9. So 1, 3, and 5. I'm going to go back and just make sure. The probability of landing on an odd number is 3/6, 3/6. Probability of landing on 6 is 3/6, or 1/2. 3 numbers are consecutive odd numbers. 1, 3, 5. Yes, they're consecutive. The sum of all 6 sides is 27. Well, let me do this. 3 plus 1 plus 6. That makes 10. 6 plus 6 is 12, so 10 plus 12 is 22. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Did it. Number 3, done. I think this is fun. Love puzzles like this. Number 4, we have halves and thirds. I'm going to change them all to sixth. The probability of landing on an odd number is 1/2 or 3/6. So 3 of these are odd. The probability that a number is larger than 4 is 1. In other words, all of them will have a number bigger than 4. The probability that a number will be smaller 16 is 1. So 6 of the 6 will be smaller than 16. Larger than 4, smaller than 16. I'm going to do this. Larger than 4, so that would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These are my possible numbers. The sum of all 6 sides is 65. The probability of landing on 10 is 1/3. Oh, this is a good one. 1/3 would be 2/6. This one I can go ahead and do. 2 of them are 10. I'll just do that. Gone. One side is twice another side. One side is 3 times another side. The probability of landing on 12 and the probability of landing on 13, they're both the same, and that is 1/6. So 1/6 probability of a 12, 1/6 probability of a 13. Here is another one I can go ahead and do. I have a 12 and a 13. 1/6 probability on 12 and 1/6 probability of landing on 13. So now let's kind of think back to what we have. The probability of landing on an odd number is 3/6. I have one odd number, 3/6. So that's one. So I need 2 more odd numbers. I'm going to get rid of all the even numbers because I don't need any more even numbers. Larger than, okay, I've already kind of accounted for these 2. The sum of all sides is 65. One side is twice another side, one side is 3 times another side. All right, so let's work on this. The sum of all 6 sides is 65. Well, let me see what I've got so far out of that 65. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 40. Okay, I've got 45. Of the 65 I have 45. That leaves me with 20. So two odd numbers that add up to 20. This will be difficult. Let's see. 9 plus 11. 7 plus 13. 5 plus 15. Ooh. Okay, I think it might be this one. Hold on. Okay. One side is twice another side. One side is 3 times another side. Ha. 5, because this is twice this. And 15. This is 3 times this. Okay, so the probability of an odd number is 1/2. Odd, odd, odd. That's 1/2. It's 3 of the 6. The probability that the number is larger than 4, all bigger than 4. Probability this number is smaller than 16, all smaller than 16. The sum of all 6 sides is 65. Well, let's see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. Got it, 65. The probability of landing on 10 is 1/3, or 2/6. 2/6. One side is twice another side. This is twice this. One side is 3 times another side. This is 3 times this. The probability of 12 is the same as the probability of 13, which is the same as 1/6. So they're both 1/6. 1/6 is 12, 1/6 is 13. Booyah. Got it. Now you can go back and do the first two.